Well, hello the internet, it's Ghost here, and welcome to episode 57 of Minecraft, in which I'm going to lean back in my chair and bring my mic in front of my face and stare at a black screen because it's not showing me what I'm building. But don't you worry, for once in my life, I know what this build is. I decided to build a giant greenhouse to put plants in. Why? Because I can. I will say it's not as giant as it could be. I will maybe do that in future, but I had a little section that I was like, well, I can't put a house there, that would look weird. Arguably having this there does look a little weird, so I'm not really sure it's actually fixed the problem. I probably should have just turned it into a mud bank, but I'm happy with it, and it does look okay, you know. I've done worse. That is the moral of this channel. I have done worse, or I will do worse than the builds that I've worked on. There we go, now it's showing me. So, today's block palette is glass of varying colours, as well as some oak wood. I think there also ends up being something else involved at some point, but I don't remember what. I started by building in the lower floor, and I wanted to make, well, it's all one floor. This greenhouse doesn't have other levels, but I kind of viewed it as there being different floors of, like, glass. There's different, like, circles of it. I forget that I have WhatsApp on my laptop. There's just been a message pop up on my screen. That's not important. So I went in and I built the kind of the corners. They're not really the corners. They're more just kind of the big flat walls. And I put in a little like tulip shape on the ends of them. And then I had the ones where the doors were, I think the back one ends up getting a leaf. I couldn't decide what I was going to put in it originally. Oh, I used bamboo. This was the start of me actually using bamboo on stuff, because I'm pretty sure I built something else with bamboo recently. I just don't remember what. Oh, it was other houses around on the other harbour, wasn't it? That will be coming to you very, very soon. Very, very soon, meaning any time in the next kind of 4 weeks. I don't know when, because I don't remember which episode that was. I need to sit up though properly because I can't see what's happening. There we go. So I kept kind of building in shapes with the glass and then covering it with the wood, and then any gaps that were left, filling that in with glass, and kept working my way up until I was like, okay, well, that looks half decent. That's all that matters. I wanted it to look kind of fancy, like almost something you'd expect if you visited like a stately home here in the UK. I can't think of any that I've been to that have greenhouses like this, but I kind of imagine if, like, they'd been designed in Minecraft, they would look like this, which obviously they wouldn't have been designed in Minecraft, but, you know, the thought is there. What else did I then do? I kept building up and up and up, and I kept kind of looking at it going, the geometry of this is really, really strange, I don't like it. I then also realised that it looked really weird, this bit that I've now done, and got rid of it and redid it. I'd also like to apologise if my voice sounds really weird, because I've decided to swing on my chair. I'm not going to stop doing that. I probably should, but I won't. This is by no means a professional thing. I'm just talking into a microphone for 20 minutes. Admittedly, this is an 8-minute thing, but the last one was like 8 minutes, so that's 16 minutes. That's more like 15 minutes then. But hey, that's my favourite activity on a Saturday, talking to a microphone. And there's a reason I have the quadcast mic, because then it glows to tell me that it's unmuted, because I have been known to not realise that I have been muted the whole time talking. It would help if I looked at the little bars that bounce on the side of my screen, telling me that I am talking, but I like having a microphone that lights up. It's really, really fun. I then added in more glass colour. I don't quite know why I did this. I don't know if I actually kept it. But it worked. I then went in and added a piece of leaf litter. Well, I added a tile of leaf litter because I wanted to figure out my leaf shape. It doesn't really look like a leaf in the actual thing. It looks a bit funky. But the thought's there. Words, my goodness. I went in and added in just kind of some coloured glass stripes. Trying to break it up a little bit, because there's not really a way you can texture glass, and I didn't really want to put grey glass on it, but I'm realising now that perhaps a little bit of light grey glass would have been good. Just particularly like at the top and the bottom, or I should have put some glow lichen on the outside. Maybe that's what I should have done. Anyways, I went in and covered the entire floor with moss, using the water to get rid of all of the, like, grassy bits and moss carpets, because I am nothing if not a little bit lazy when it comes to placing moss. That's just my dog moving around. You can't hear that on the mic. Yeah, that is just her. Then what did I do? I added roots with water in because I personally think it looks better. I then added in torch flowers and I put some string over some of the torch flowers. Didn't do it particularly well, having now seen them all grown up. To try and make them look not fully grown. However, you can't seem to get them to stay in turnip stage, which I am quite sad about. Nor can you put plants into the big vase thingies that they came out with in the archaeology update. When did that update come out? Thinking about it. Was that last year? I think that was last summer. Is that my mum back? She had to go drop my sister off at a friend's house. I'm trying to do this while they're out. I think it might be. So I'm going to talk and keep talking. Oh, I added some lanterns on chains. And then set it back today. And then I added in a little well, because I was like, well, you need to be able to get water in here. I probably should have put it somewhere else. It kind of doesn't work in this space, but at the same time, it kind of does. I wish I had it in me to make my shelving a bit more messy, though. Or just, like, fill this thing with, like, bits of, like, not trash, but with just stuff. Because I wanted it to be, like, a really full and busy greenhouse, and it kind of doesn't convey that. It's like, oh, it's quite neat. I added in a tree because I decided I wanted there to be a spore blossom. I built another tree, and I'd say this was worse than the one we did in last episode, so there's something. And it's not too bad. It's a small tree, and it kind of has lots of other stuff around it, so you don't really notice, whereas the big trees outside tend to look kind of weird. I added in, like, a little bench thing that I started putting stuff on. I also added the, like, are they eye blossoms? Is that what they're called? The freaky plants that just kind of look like eyes in the middle of the night on Minecraft, and it is a vibe. And then I added bamboo. Why did I add bamboo shoots? They're going to be so annoying if I go back in there, because they'll just be grown really tall. I added some firefly bushes and various other plant life. I also added some bees, because I figured something needs to pollinate this. I also love how bees are so entirely disproportionate to the real world. But they are, like, one of my favourite mobs to add into my Minecraft world. Because they fly around, and I can put down a beehive, and I know they'll return to it. And then I don't have to worry about particles. Nor do I have to worry about, like, chickens running off. I do love the chickens with kind of the mad hair, the grey ones, like, they cold biome chickens. But that's all we have time for. Anyways, goodbye the internet. I will see you all for building something that I don't remember. Goodbye.